morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. And today, before I get into my card, I would like to remind everybody today is the deadline to sign up for my stamp camp. We have 2 days of crafting fun scheduled here in central Melbourne. And yeah, we're just going to have a great time. I've got several people signed up and menu planned and projects planned. So if you have any questions or you want to get in on the fun, get in touch with me today. Best way to do that is probably to drop me a quick email at nancysniftynotes.com, Nancy at nancysniftynotes.com, or here on Facebook, and I will get right back to you. Also, a reminder that we do have our brand new celebration and mini catalog starting on Friday. And if you do not have the hard copies, they are beautiful to look at, much easier to see than anything online. And I would be happy to send you a copy if you're here in Australia and need a demonstrator to work with. So again, just drop me a note and I will get those out to you. Okay, so hello Gladys. Thanks for joining me today. If you are joining me, please do say hello in the comments so I know you're here and can give you a shout out. Today I'm going to do my first play with True Beauty, which is part of the Awash with Beauty suite, and I'm actually going to use everything from the suite, I think, except for, well, most of the suite. I'm going to use the bundle plus the embossing folder. And I love this lattice embossing folder, and I like that the dies not only have the outline dies to go with the stamps, but it has a few extra foliage things to cut out by themselves, and we're going to be using one of them today. So I'm actually casing this card from Susan what's her name? Canfield, because I saw it and I really liked how she used a lot of the elements here. So I'm going to move these out of the way. And I actually made one version last night that I can show you, and we're going to recreate it today on the video. So changed it up a little bit from how Susan had hers. The biggest change is that I adapted it for, or I adjusted it for A4 cardstock. She did hers in letter, but it works perfectly well with the A4 as well. This lattice is designed to be like layer 1 on a letter size card, so it doesn't go all the way top to bottom. Even on a letter card, it doesn't go all the way, but particularly so on an A4 cardstock card, but that's okay. I think it works just fine there. So I have half a piece of A4 cardstock that I have scored to make a card, and I am going to cut off 4.5 centimeters to make that shortened front flap. There we go. Set that aside for something else, and that is my card front. Burnish that down. I do like to burnish with my bone folder because it makes that flap sit flatter. It makes it easier to work with in the end. And since I did one yesterday, I cut a full lattice and then I cut it in half. And with one half you can make one card. So I'm going to use the second half to make today's card. And the best way I found to do this, I'm bringing in my silicone craft sheet, and I'm going to put that on here, and I can see through the craft sheet. I'm going to look here and see if you can see this as well. It takes a minute for my feed to catch up with what I'm doing. This is a little bit of Post-it tape. Let's see if I can hold that in place there. I need to be able to get that close. So yep, you can see, we can see through there. So I thought I had put that on one of my grid lines so that I know is straight. Just gonna hold that in place there for a minute. And I can still see that through there. And I'm lining that up with that edge. And now I'm going to line this edge up right at the edge or just a little bit inside. I certainly don't want it to overhang. And I'm trying to get it centered horizontally, you know, left and right. And I'm going to use some tear and tape up here at the top edge. This is the trickiest part of the card, which is not that tricky. It's just a matter of being patient and taking a little bit of time to get it right. I don't think that's going to do too much, but there we go. And then I'm going to pull the backing off the tear and tape. And I make sure that tear and tape is all inside. Double check this again. I don't actually want that on there. And I'm going to bring this down on top. It's not even left and right, but that's okay. That's how this one's going to look. Okay, so, and now I can lift up because it doesn't stick to that mat. Do you see how that is? And I'm going to leave that silicone mat in there for right now because I'm going to work on a piece to cover up that seam and that exposed tape. So I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine. Hello, Renata. Thanks for joining me today. And got that layer. And I've got two pieces of basic white cardstock cut here. Lining that comes out pretty straight. And then my sandwich. This is the quatrefoil tile embossing folder, which is part of this a Wash and Beauty suite. I'm going slowly so it doesn't slide all over the place here. Okay, move that out of the way. This is so pretty. Bring this back in. And what I'm going to do is line this up right on that edge. So I'm sandwiching the lattice in between the card base and this decorative strip. Just covering up that rough edge there, like so. And now I can take my snips and just trim. Oops, not quite. There we go. So, can't see it from this side. When you open it up, you have something pretty and not that rough edge. And it's that one piece of tear and tape just held both in place. So, there we go. Now, we're going to go ahead and take this piece and it will fit right here on this panel. Bring on some glue. Now we're going to set that aside while we do some stamping. And here is my scrap for some stamping. So I'm going to use Garden Green and Melon Mambo today. Oh my goodness. And this is another one of those, what do we call it, distinctive stamps that's got the fine etching on it. So you don't want your stamp pad to be too juicy so that you get the definition there. But you do want your chamois to be a little juicy. Mine is just barely damp today. And we'll do the bigger leaves and the stem. It doesn't matter. I'll just get that on there. And we'll clean. And some Melon Mambo. Like so. You can really see the different colors and shading on that one. And I'm going to go ahead and do You Are a True Friend. And I'm just going to do that right down there. Okay. These out of the way, and bring emboss back in. Now, sadly, I discovered last night, well, I'll go ahead and show you because I touted this magnetic plate as being the best thing since sliced bread and was surprised, shocked when Stampin' Up! Said there was a problem with this one as there had been with previous ones. Move that for a moment. But then last night I discovered mine had done the delaminating bit. And yeah, that's a sad thing. So I am gonna, it is still usable. I mean, that's annoying. So once I'm done with this video, I am actually gonna go ahead and pull out this really strong adhesive I have, like E3000, and glue it down and weight it down and see if that helps it. And I think I'll be able to use it. Well, I used it last night and I think I can use it for this today. Because it's really nice to have it. It really is. So let's get that on there. There's that one. Yeah, I'm gonna make this work because I've already gotten pretty addicted to it, I have to say. Let me grab the die I use for that. I discovered that that fits really well. This is the Beautiful Shapes dies. I found that fit really nicely on there. So let's do that. Okay. So now it's time for the assembly. Bring our base back in. Our die cut pieces. Oh, and then yesterday when I was cutting out this one, I did two at the same time. So that's pre-cut. So now we just need to figure out how to layer these up. Now she had hers overhanging a fair amount, actually. sure I was quite such a fan. I kept mine mostly on this side because I thought, well, when you open it up and you see, I don't know. We could do it a bit more that way. For fun. So I've got a piece of my favorite press and seal. Glad plastic wrap, press and seal. Which, you know, one of my favorite stamping tools. So, there we go. And bring in my dimensionals. Go. Okay. So. Oh, shoot. I did this yesterday too, and I don't know what's wrong with me that I don't remember and learn from these things. That's one reason to keep it all on the solid part, is because you've put dimensionals in the wrong place. Yep. That would be a reason why. Okay. So there we are, back again. Doing here. I always tell people in my class, put the adhesive on the small part. So I'm putting A glue dot on the stem there, and a dimensional on here, so I can do that. And let's put on some brushed metallic adhesive back dots. That's what these are called. Let's cut one back where it goes, up there. We're going to do okay. Like so. What do you think? So, similar, but not identical. That's what I'm making today. I hope you like those. Remember, if you want catalogs or information about Stamp Camp, today's the last day to sign up for Stamp Camp. You can reach out to me at nancy@nancysniftynotes.com. I will be back same time, same place next week. Hope you will join me then. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.